It's Trista Thompson.
And Ava.
And today we're going to be talking about books.
Book recommendations, because we were asked for some book recs, and Willow asked for some romance, which lucky for you, because that's all I read.
Yes.
To fill the void of it in my real life, of course.
Yes. So we'll be talking a little bit about some books that we have read separately, books that we have both read together, because I really like to have Ava read a book and then I read it, so it gives us something to like connect about, talk about. It's really fun. So those are going to be like young adult, usually romances, and then the ones that I read is kind of like many variety, I feel like. So I don't know.
Should we start with the ones we read together?
Yeah.
Okay, so we read like 3 together. Okay. First, Powerless. So we both have different opinions on this book. So I read it first. This was the second series I've ever read, because I just started reading like last spring. So like almost a year ago. So this is the second series I've read. This first book was good. I really liked, actually it kind of took a while to get into. It was pretty interesting with all the like powers and powerless things. I don't know. And obviously Kai. But it was just so obvious that it was very strongly based on Hunger Games. And I think Reckless, the second book, was really good. But Fearless, I forced myself to finish that. It was like such bad world building, and there was nothing to go off of it there. So it was just kind of like thrown out there. So this book, I'd say are we saying like the whole series or just the first one? Whole series?
I mean, you can rate one book, I guess, if you like the one book compared to the whole series. It doesn't matter.
Wait, I'm trying to, what happened in this book?
We read that book. I would say we're probably coming up on a year.
I read this the beginning of this last summer.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just do the whole series. I don't know. Reckless kind of puts it up there. Honestly, I don't hate it. It could have been better. Honestly, I feel like a 2 is low, but a 3 is high. I think I'm gonna give it a 2.5. I know what you've heard is probably way different from that. So many people love this book. It just wasn't for me. Trope is like enemies to lovers. Is it forbidden? I think it's forbidden because
a little bit.
Peyton and Kai are like two very different people. So I think there's some forbidden romance in there. And obviously, like all of my books are Book Talk books, so you've probably already heard of them. But yeah, these are my view on the books. So it was a good book, but I would never read it again. Like I already sold the other 2 books of this. So
did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Because I put it out on our stand, and someone took the other books, but not this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I just donated my Better Than the Movies books to Goodwill because that second book was so bad. Maybe we'll talk about that, but I don't recommend that book, so I didn't think to bring it.
Yes. I actually really liked it. I thought it was a perfect mix of like some romance, but I feel like the romance really came way later in the story. So that was kind of nice because it's more about being an independent young girl and finding herself in a lot of ways. I really liked it. I know Ava had a hard time finishing the second and then really the third book. And there is a fourth one too, but what is the fourth?
No, that's a novella.
Oh,
Powerful.
Never mind.
I think I can't remember her name. Her friend's POV.
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah, we didn't read that one, but I thought they were good. I think because this one is in teen, right?
Yeah,
This is a
that's
teen.
young adult. I liked the second book because I don't know, it was so focused around Peyton and Kai. But
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
another thing. It was nice because it's like the journey. Okay, the end. I feel like I could have predicted a the ending. Okay, like but the
Wait,
journey.
how did it end? I kind of forgot.
I don't think we
wait.
should say.
Yeah, I can't.
We can't
Never
say.
mind.
I liked it. I would say probably not like a top 5 or anything, but I would give it like a really solid 3.5, maybe a 4. I thought it was a good story. So, and it's super great for teens.
It definitely varies with everyone's opinion because like we just us think so differently of it. And I know Book Talk is all like, oh my god, I love it. And then there's some people that just don't. So you could read it and still try it out and love it, or you could hate it. Like, our opinions don't really like determine what yours will be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless you're very easily influenced.
Yeah. Or if you have read it, like give us some feedback. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you in the middle? Because we like to hear your opinion too.
Read it?
If they read it, like if they've read it already.
I thought you meant like the app read it. I was like, you have read it?
No, like if you have read the book, then give us some feedback too. So, okay.
So
next one we read together.
I love this one so much. This was the first series I ever read. This is my baby. Like, I love it so much. Okay. Once Upon a Broken Heart. It's like a fantasy. So there's like fates, powerful, or like powers, or like in all different types of creatures. And it's like most of the creatures are in the north, and then there's like another town I can't remember, but it's what Evangeline lives in. So basically, Evangeline is in love with this guy named Luke, but he's marrying her sister, her stepsister. So she goes to the Prince of Hearts, which her daddy told her not to go to because he's naughty. I don't know, or making a deal with the Fays, like bad luck or whatever. So she like makes a deal with him. She's like, please help me get my husband so I can marry him instead of my sister. But yeah, and then I can't tell that much about it.
What would you rate it?
Hold on, I feel like I didn't cover it. So I feel like I have to tell more about it though. So Jackson Evangeline. So first, he obviously like doesn't care at all for her. So it's like enemies to lovers basically. And then he makes deals with her, or like they're forced to work together or whatever. So it's kind of forced proximity too. And then another love interest shows up. But it wasn't her choice. It was like had to do with her deal with Jax. But I don't know. There's a lot of spells in this too, but I won't spoil the spells. But then this whole thing goes on with her new love interest, Apollo. I've never hated a book character as much as I hate Apollo.
Which is so weird because I didn't love the character, but I didn't have hate for him either.
I hated him so much.
Yes, like she would be like, oh my God, did you get to this part yet? Or like, where are you at in the book? And I'm like waiting for something so horribly traumatic to happen, and she just like couldn't stand his character.
He's just so annoying. He's so like, I can't remember exactly, but I think he was like cocky, and he's like just this like brat. He's just I can't stand him. Anytime his POV would come up, I'd just be like, so annoying. But anyway, happy ending. I love it so much. I need to reread it soon. but I feel like I wouldn't reread the first book. I loved the first book the first time I read it. It was just like I loved the next two books, so I feel like I would, especially the second book. It was my favorite, and then A Curse for True Love. Both, all of the books are good, but the last two are. I love them. I love them so much. Okay, I would give this one a 5.
Obviously.
If you couldn't tell.
Yeah, this was such a cute series. If you have young nieces or daughters, Ava's age, such a cute read to read together. I thought it was fun. Obviously some romance, but nothing too deep, and definitely a fun like fairy tale fantasy. Super cute. I would read this one again as well.
Yeah, this one's YA, young adult, and so is Powerless. So I'll tell you if there's like any like smut in it, and just
Yes.
just in case, just to prepare you. Okay, this is the last one we read together, and then should we start on yours or mine? I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Whatever.
I also love this one so much. So, The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I actually just reread this like a couple days ago. I reread it in like 3 days. Maybe 2. But so this is like a realistic. Like this could happen. I think the reason I like it so much is because I definitely see myself being in this situation. So they're in academia, I think, like science. And in the prologue, okay, I'll just say the prologue because it doesn't really spoil. You can guess what happens from a okay. You can guess who is in the prologue if you read it. So I'm just gonna say it. So in the prologue, Olive is blinded by her contacts. Not actually blinded, but her contacts are expired by 2 years, but she still put them in to save money because she's broke because she's in academia. And so she goes into like a bathroom to like I don't even know. I don't know what she was planning to do, and then she like ran into someone, but she couldn't see him, so she was like talking to him about like her reasoning for coming into academia, and they just like I don't know, kind of connect, but like she doesn't know who he is, but then they meet. It's just so cute, but I can see that definitely happening to me because I might wear my contacts past the expiration date a couple months. Maybe not years, but like definitely maybe I have definitely kept a pair of 30-day contacts for at least 6 months. So, but I wasn't blinded by them. Anyway, so this is like Grumpy Sunshine because he's like so nonchalant. And then she's so cutesy.
Yeah.
I also like reading books that have a female main character that doesn't look exactly like me, but like resembles me. Like, I don't know. She's a brunette. Yeah.
She blind.
Yeah, she's blind like me, so I don't know, that might help. And then I don't know, I like the science-y stuff because I don't know, it's like realistic and I believe it could happen. Like that could happen to me. So like Grumpy Sunshine, fake dating tropes, which that's very interesting. I don't really know. So I give this one a
5. So this was the last one. This was the last one that Ava and I read together, like she said, like the last series. And for some reason I didn't read the rest of the series. I don't know.
That's not a series.
Well,
that's a standalone.
Maybe that's why. So I don't know. But this The Love Hypothesis, again, super cute story. This one was young adult.
That is not young adult. There's like 2 chapters that are smutty, and it kind of gets into detail. So if you don't at all want to read that, skip chapter 16 and 17.
I would say it's not like super explicit.
Yeah.
And it's not a dark romance though, so keep that in mind. So young adult and a little bit of explicit
I'd
content.
say maybe it's like new adult, because young adult doesn't at all have like.
So new adult probably then.
I'd say, okay, I think the term is open door and young adult is closed door. So like young adult, things will like fade out and you don't get into detail, but that's like open door, so you like everything's explained to you. So
we should have double checked that, because I want to be careful with like such a young audience. We never want to expose anyone or make recommendations to anyone who's not mature at that maturity level, or that their parents wouldn't approve. So please don't get yourself into any trouble if we have things that we liked that we read. But yeah, absolutely, it does get a little explicit. And the story of this one as well, super cute.
yes.
Definitely could happen in real life, which is normally what I like to read. I don't usually enjoy fantasy so much, although I did like the first two books, but I feel like these could potentially happen. It's really crazy,
This
far-fetched.
This one.
Which one?
This one.
It's possible. It's very possible. These are turned around because these are rated R, and I will not share those today. But if you are an adult, you are more than welcome to reach out. All of these were things that were recommended to me by someone at the bookstore, or literally someone like a friend or a family member was like, hey, you should read this. But if it is explicit, like rated R, I will not share those. But this one is, I feel like it's borderline. There are some pages that I feel like weren't for a young audience, but it is a cute story and very realistic, possible. It's a cute ending. I liked it.
It's like I'm in high school, so like I know, like, I don't know. I know about like things, so like it didn't surprise me that much when I read it. I don't know. But like if you're like in middle school, I don't know. Like I don't know.
I just feel like too, if you're not sure, you can always do your own research or ask a trusted adult in your family. I don't know. I feel like I've always told Ava, be careful getting into the young adult, like the adult section, because there's some things that might traumatize you. Like you don't want to pick up the wrong book, which has happened to her. She don't listen. She gets into the wrong section. She bought a book she didn't know what she was getting herself into. So please be careful. It's okay to like not know, ask some questions, okay? Because yeah, there's a lot going on in some of those books.
Yeah, getting stalked and kidnapped and more.
Yeah. So just steer clear of those.
And then recently some dark romance videos have been popping up on my YouTube, and I don't know why. It's like random skits of guys in masks kidnapping this girl. Why? I've literally read one book of that. I don't know why that's happening, but
yeah, Ava just told me that. She was like, I'm getting these random videos popping up. So
yeah. Okay, should we go on my pile sense? Wait, are all of these like, or is this...
So yeah, you can finish yours if you want, or do you want? I don't care.
So the next one, I thought Trista read this with me, but I guess not. She moved on to the After series. Oh, are you gonna talk about that too? I feel like that'd be good.
Yeah, I could talk about that next. But yeah, I never got to this one, and I didn't even realize it until today.
So I do like this one. It's by the same author as The Love Hypothesis. I would give it a 4 because it's good. It's just not as good as the other ones, you know? So again, fake dating tropes. Sciencey again. oh yeah, like rivals, because Elsie is a theorist and Jack is an experimentalist. So, and he like wrote this article and it was like, now like she hates him for it, blah blah blah. But we all know that eventually the hate goes away and then they love each other. So yeah, that's basically what this is about. I shouldn't really say anything else because I could probably like spoil it. There are again like, oh hold on. There are again like two like smutty chapters in here. I don't know what ones it are. They are. It's probably somewhere between 14 and 20. That's just like, I don't know. Somewhere between there is probably it. But yeah, so just beware. But yeah, I give this a 4 because it was pretty good. And I actually just reread this one too a couple days ago. So, yes. What? Takes one to know one.
Carter's popping in. Okay. Yeah, I might end up reading that one in the future. I don't know. We'll see. I thought I read it, but
what are you looking at?
I will say, so next I will talk about the After series. So a lot of ladies have read this series. I ended up buying this beautiful set off Amazon. I have read this series probably at least more than once, and I've watched the movies. To me, After is a good girl, bad boy vibe. And she basically, they love each other. They fall in love. There's like there's some betrayal. There's definitely like a lot of happy, sad. It's gonna drive you crazy, make you angry because get your crap together. Also, I feel like this is something that could definitely happen in real life, and I don't know, would be traumatizing. But it's just like you see these two young adults grow up, and they've one has been through trauma, he has a lot of trauma, and yeah, she just wants to be there for him and help save him, but he needs to save himself. So obviously there is 5 books, a lot of push and pull, a lot of roller coaster of emotions. I think it's a great story. I would probably read it again. The movies line up fairly well with the books too. So,
yeah, I haven't read the books. I've watched the first 2 movies. And I think they were pretty good. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, but yeah, I haven't gotten that far in the movie, so I can't really be a judge of that. But first 2 were good, so.
And it is a little explicit, but not like dark romance or anything like that. Mm-mm. So very much like late teen, early adult would be appropriate. So
yeah. Okay, the next one I have is How Does It Feel? This one is like a fae type thing. So like a fairy world. This girl Callie, again, I don't know. I'm pretty sure she's like a scientist or something. I don't know what's up with me in science books, but yeah, collect a rare mushroom for her research. So I don't know, scientist something with mushrooms, the nature or whatever. But then she like goes into a fairy world through this like portal, and she like wait, I'm trying to remember. I don't know, she meets this like Unseelie prince, which Unseelie is like bad and Seelie is good or whatever. So she meets the Unseelie prince or whatever, and she's held captive because he thinks she's trying to kill her. Or she thinks she's trying. He thinks she's trying to kill him because she's a human. But I don't know. It's this whole thing. I can't really spoil it. But and then the Seelie Prince gets involved. And when there's a plot twist, I think in maybe the end of this or the beginning of the second book, but it doesn't make sense at all because when it's in Callie's POV, we should see all that goes on inside her head, but it doesn't make sense. I can't spoil it though, so you'll have to find out for yourself. And I haven't finished this series actually. I started reading it like a while ago. There's 4 books in it, and I stopped in the middle of the 3rd one because I just didn't feel like reading it anymore. So I'll have to finish that. But this is definitely pretty smutty. There's more there's more than 2 chapters. It's not like traumatizing, but it's like
semi-explicit content.
Yeah, there's like a decent amount of chapters through all the books I've read where it's pretty smutty. So just be aware of that. It was a pretty interesting story and a big plot twist. I'd probably give it like a 3 maybe. Yeah. But yeah.
How many more books are there for that one?
There's 4 books in total, and I've read 2.5.
Okay. I haven't read that one, obviously, but so the next series I'll chat about quick is The Housemaid's Secret, The Housemaid is Watching, and The Housemaid. So, I have read The Housemaid, and I thought it was a pretty good story. There is a bit of a plot twist. My cat, sorry. So a little bit of a plot twist, and honestly, it's like the main character has a perfect husband, and she hires help, and the help isn't quite who they think she is, the housemaid. And not only that, but also the husband, nobody is who you think they are in this book. So this is actually one I told Ava, I'm like, it's an interesting story. It's a plot twist. It's like, I like the fact that people aren't always what they appear, and this book reminds you of that.
Mm-hmm.
My cat's eating my plant. So I read this one pretty quickly. Again, good ending. There's a movie out about it now. The movie was okay, pretty similar to the story. The one thing I will say about this is that there is no explicit content in it. You can kind of paint that picture in your head, but it doesn't go into detail. So that's really nice because it's literally just the story. It's not about romance or explicit, behaviors. It's just about the story. So it's a good book. I did actually purchase The Housemaid's Secret and The Housemaid is Watching. I have not read these yet because I had a different book I was trying to finish. And also, I can kind of predict the ending. I can kind of predict the housemaid's role. Okay. So that's why I'm like, darn, I'm not in an eager hurry to finish these. But I do think that they'll be great reads, and I hope to get to them soon. So
okay. I've never read that series, so
yeah. It's a good story. It's like, it's kind of crazy. For those of you that have, read The Housemaid or even seen the movie now, because I think the movie just came out in the last couple of months, it's crazy. No one is who they seem.
It's a good message.
Yes, it's a good message. It's a good reminder.
Yes. Okay. The next one is The Cruel Prince. I actually just read this like 2 or 3 months ago. Sorry, I have to smell books. So this is pretty good. From Book Talk, I've heard so much back and forth. Like, it's such a good romance and it's hardly based on romance. So I'll tell you, if you're looking for like romance, this is not it. It's like enemies to lovers, forbidden romance too, but it's more focused on like politics, courts, and power. Romance is more of a side plot. There's like nothing in the first book, a little bit in the second, and I think more in the third book. So it's definitely not romance centered. It's definitely more like proving a point, proving that you're good enough. Like a human in a fairy world. So yeah. So basically Jude, shoot, I feel like I can't say it. Jude, because of interesting reasons, bad reasons, was sent to live in the Fey world with her twin sister and her older sister, and they were raised there and like were never treated well. And then eventually she stands up for herself and then like gains all this power and then gets it taken away from her and then like blah blah blah. But yeah, I think it was a good book. It did take me like 2 months to finish a whole series. But I don't know. I think it was good because it was interesting and like the independent woman and like the banter was okay, like kind of good. But don't go into this book named The Cruel Prince and be like, why is he cruel? He's supposed to love her. It's called The Cruel Prince, okay? So
No prejudging.
he's gonna be mean for a long time, okay? And then he'll finally even then even in the last book, I'm pretty sure he's like kind of mean. But Cruel Prince, not nice Cruel Prince, okay? He's mean for a long time. I would give this one maybe a 3. I probably wouldn't read it again just because I'm not like super eager to reread it. But yeah, I'd recommend it. Pretty good.
I'll lump these two together. So again, these I'm just having them here for decoration because or aesthetics because if you have questions, you can ask privately about those. But these two are kind of more like October vibe books. So this Rachel Harrison, So Thirsty, this was a blind date with a book. So sometimes Ava and I will go to the bookstore kind of by where we live and they do blind dates with a book. Obviously we attended and I got this. And I will say it was a super cute read. A best friend gets her and her friend into a whole case of worms, okay? And I would probably read it again. It's a short book. It's just a single book, no series. It was a cute story. And it has like, I don't know if I would call it a happy ending, but it's not a bad ending. It's just this is the cards we're dealt and now we have to deal with it.
It's about like vampires, right? So
yes, yeah, it is about vampires. So it's kind of again more on like the fantasy, well, depending on who you are and what you believe in. But yeah, so it's kind of more like unrealistic, but it's good read. It's cute. And then the other October book is Dracula. So last October, I had to have this beautiful Dracula book. It's heavy, it's so beautiful. And I heard that the classic Dracula by Bram Stoker is such a good read. And I will tell you, I'm struggling to finish this book. I will finish it because I do believe it is a good story, but it is written in Old English. It's more difficult for my modern mind to read. I'm just being very realistic. So, what I've tried doing is pulling up an audio, following along with the book, but obviously I'm not going to do that everywhere I go. It's not as easy to just pull up an audio and find my spot and all that good stuff. So I do believe it is a great read. I will finish this, I promise.
You're like 2/3 of it.
Oh yeah, I'm not even a quarter of the way through this. So
we should like open a page and read it.
You want me to read it?
Just like
he held up his arms devoutly and raised his hat. His mouth moved as though he were praying. After a few minutes' silence, he got up, shook hands with me, and blessed me, and said goodbye, and hobbled off. It all touched me and upset me very much. I was glad when the Coast Guard came along with his spy glass under his arm. He stopped to talk with me. He always does, but all the time kept looking at the strange ship. I can't make her out, he said. She's a Russian by the look of her, but she's knocking out in the queerest way. She doesn't know her mind a bit. She seems to see the storm coming, but can't decide whether to run up north in the open or to put in here. So
it's not really Old English, but like kind of hard.
Some of it is like some chapters and points of view are more difficult to read, and there are like a couple different character point of view too, and some of them are journal entries. And so it's like different timelines, different character point of view, and some are journal entries. So it's like it's just a lot going on, you know. It's not like I can just like set it down, pick it up, and remember where I'm at a week ago. So yeah, I do want to finish it, and I hear it's a really great old story, and it's the original, right, which was like what, 80 obviously old, 1928. The publication originally 1897. So it's a bit old,
right,
but it's a beautiful book, and I will finish it, I promise.
Yes.
Working on it.
Okay, my last rec. Shout at me. So I actually have not finished the series yet. I'm on the 4th book, Restore Me, and I'm almost done with that. So I think the next one is Defy Me. But there's like a million books in the series. But I'm making my way through it. I love this series so far. It's very good. What is up, John?
This time it's my husband.
But yeah, I love this book so far. It is kind of a forbidden romance, honestly. When you think about it. Well, depending on the love interest. You could look at it that way. Anyway, so romance does play a big part in this, but mainly Juliet Ferrars. I don't know how to say her last name. But Juliet has like powers or something, so she was like in an asylum and all these places. She was basically like an experiment. And then she meets first love interest, Adam. He's aight. And then eventually she meets second love interest, Aaron. He's better than I. Ooh. But I don't know. She just like she doesn't get out of this life, but it's like it's easier to maintain her powers, let's say. She meets more people like her. And right now she's like just finding out a lot of things that she didn't even know about her past, but I can't spoil that. You'll have to find that out yourself. But yeah, I think this was a really good book, and it has me wanting to read it all the time. I think I give it a 4.5.
Really?
Yeah.
How many books are in the series? Do you remember?
6 and then 7 novellas.
Oh, okay.
I've only read Destroy Me, the novella. I didn't read Fracture Me because I don't really care for Adam's POV, if I'm gonna be real. But yeah.
Is it
Oh,
young
wait.
adult?
And then Watch Me also just came out. I don't know if that's a novella or a book. I think Watch Me is a book. So 7 books and 7 novellas. Yes, this is young adult. It does not have smut in it. There are some times where they reference that they are doing it, but it's not like they don't tell you what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly just like makeouts and stuff. But yes, and it's also kind of hard to. It would be hard to incorporate smut in this because she can't touch anyone. Mostly.
Does she turn them to stone?
No, she just kills them.
That sounds pretty cool, actually.
Yes. Yeah, I think you should read this. This one's really good.
Okay.
And I got this book for $8 because TJ Maxx had it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I had to get the rest normal. But
yeah, we found a little book section at TJ Maxx, and I actually so when I get done reading, let's see, I've got 2 in this series, 1 in this series, and to finish Dracula. So when I get done with these 4 books, I will read Pride and Prejudice and Wuthering Heights, original prints. Those are going to be like your classic romances. Also like written in, way back when in Old English. So those might be hard reads too, but maybe we'll have more to report later.
yes, because I'm going to work on finishing this series. Maybe, just maybe, I'll finish the How Does It Feel series. Okay, it's actually called the Infatuated Fae series. My bad. The first book is just called How Does It Feel. But maybe I'll finish the Infatuated Fae series. Not really sure. And then I don't know what I'll read next.
Yeah, so let us know if you have recommendations. All right. Anything else today?
Yeah, now that I think about it, I probably won't finish that book. But maybe, who knows? I don't know. It'd be hard to finish off. It'd be hard to go back to it because I just don't remember what's happening.
Mm-hmm. That's hard.
But
yeah. I have a really hard time just not finishing a book. Yes. It's hard.
If you're ever thinking about stopping in the middle of a book and going back, don't, because you never will.
Yeah, I will.
I won't. I tried to read The Last Letter, and it's just The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros, and I just can't. It's just not my type of book.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's different for me too because it's a good story so far, and like I want to know how it ends, obviously. So I'll finish it. It just might be a bit. I told Ava, do I just wait and come back to it in October?
Yeah, I think.
We'll see. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Let us know if you have any recommendations or any questions.
Mm-hmm. Bye.